Now, similar to the camera and SD card pins, here are three more pins on the same header that are actually connected to the PSRAM. And honestly, this is one of those things that confuses a lot of beginners. So let's clear it up properly. You might have noticed this on your ESP32-S3 development board. Apart from the flash chip, you can see only one main chip, which is the ESP32-S3 itself, sitting inside that metal shield. So then you look at the board specifications and it clearly says 8 megabytes PSRAM. And naturally, the question comes up, okay, so where exactly is the PSRAM? So here's the answer. Some ESP32S3 variants come with in-package PSRAM. Now, what does in-package PSRAM actually mean? It means the PSRAM is placed inside the same physical chip package as the ESP32S3, but it's not part of the ESP32 processor's core silicon itself. Internally, there are actually two separate silicon dies. One die is the ESP32S3 processor, and the second die is the PSRAM memory. These two dies are then sealed together inside a single package. So while you are using PSRAM for any requirement, you cannot use these pins for anything else. Alright, so let's quickly verify all of this by actually writing some code. I've already prepared a small program here that does a few simple things. First, it checks whether PSRAM is available or not. Then it prints the total PSRAM size. And inside the loop function, it continuously reads from and writes data into PSRAM. Along with that, I've also included GPIOs 35, 36, and 37 in the code. But for now, and this is important, I've commented out the GPIO initialization. We just want to test PSRAM alone first. Alright, let's upload the code. First, select ESP32S3 dev module as the board. And for programming, we're going to use the USB OTG port. Connect the USB cable, then go to Tools, then Port, and select the connected port you see there. Now, before uploading, make sure of two things. Make sure you enable USB-C DC on boot. PSRAM is also enabled in the Tools menu. Okay, now let's upload the code. Once the upload is complete, open the serial monitor. And here you can see, it correctly detects 8 megabytes of PSRAM. And the read and write operations are working perfectly fine. Now, let's go back to the same code and uncomment the GPIOs 35, 36, and 37. We'll upload the code one more time. And now, you can clearly see what happens. The board starts crashing in an unexpected way. So this proves one very important point. When PSRAM is in use, these GPIO pins cannot be used. They are internally reserved for PSRAM communication, and trying to use them as normal GPIOs causes conflicts, which leads to unstable behavior or crashes.